All right, I'm going across now to Mumbai because India Today's Sahil Joshi bringing us this special telecast of all the corona updates from Maharashtra. Good evening, Sahil. Over to you.
Thank you, Pooja. The mega contact tracing is on at Mumbai's naval establishment at INS Angre. Total 21 Navy personals have been found positive for COVID-19. And NSA Ajit Doval himself is monitoring the developments at this point of time. Let's first have a look at this report.
A big coronavirus scare at INS Angre, India's premier naval shore establishment in Mumbai, after over 20 sailors tested COVID-19 positive. Most of them were asymptomatic and have been traced to a single sailor who tested positive on April 7th. They all resided in the same accommodation block at INS Angre, which has now been quarantined. All infected personnel and their primary contacts have been shifted to the Naval Hospital, INS Ashwini in Mumbai. The entire INS Angre, which is a shore establishment in Mumbai, has been put under a complete lockdown. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval himself is monitoring the situation.
INS Angre is a facility here, which is a logistical and administrative facility. Formalities and procedures are being followed by Western Naval Command. The facility is under a lockdown. Close contacts of people who have tested positive have been taken. Most of the patients who have tested positive are asymptomatic. That's the information which has been given.
Fortunately, according to the Navy, there are no cases of infection on board ships and submarines. With Mustafa in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, this is the first instance that the Navy personals have been found positive, and it's been taken really seriously, as NSA Ajit Doval, as I mentioned before, has been monitoring the developments himself. I'm joined by my colleague Pankaj Upadhyay at this point of time. Pankaj, tell us more about the story, how this happened, and now who is monitoring them, who is monitoring the situation, and what the authorities are doing to stop the spread.
Sahil, as you rightly pointed out, interestingly, this happens to be the first time that the first cases of COVID-19 have been reported from the Indian Navy. Now, what we're given to understand that the first case was found on the 7th of April. And after that, when the consecutive tests were done, the count now comes to around 21. Of course, these 21 sailors have now been quarantined in the Navy hospital facility by the name INS Ashwini as well. But a massive operation is on at this point of time, because around this logistical and administrative facility in Mumbai, there are many ships as well and many submarines as well. Though the Western Naval Command says that they are pretty sure at this point of time that there is no infection in any of the submarines and ships, but still they want to be sure whether these officers had gone on duty at other areas as well. The lookout and the operation also includes the administrative staff who would have been in touch with these sailors as well. So as I said, this is the first time round when such cases are coming out of the Indian Navy, and the Indian Navy is taking this matter very, very seriously. The biggest relief at this point of time is, as the Western Naval Command says, that they are pretty sure at this point of time there is no infection inside the submarines and the various ships that are harbored around the Mumbai port.
Well, that's quite positive news at this point of time, that the Naval Command is pretty sure about it, confident about it, that it's not spread in the staff who are working on the submarine. But at the same time, what are they planning to do to stop this spread? Has the Maharashtra government has been also consulted, because many of them were working in Mumbai. What do you have on that?
Sahil, this is the major point that I was trying to tell you. As far as the Navy is concerned, they are trying to find out whether the administrative staff, because INS Angre provides logistical and administrative services and facilities and support to the various units that are stationed around the Mumbai port. So the Navy, along with the Maharashtra government, are working in tandem, working in coordination, and they are trying to find out whether the administrative staff from INS Angre Angre ventured out for some administrative work or not. At the same time, work is also on, a massive operation is also on to find out whether these sailors out of 2120, we have been given to understand, are sailors who were residing in the facility inside INS Angre, whether they were in touch with the outside world or not. So once that report comes out, there will be a further mechanism that is going to be set up. But right now, what the Western Naval Command is saying is, as far as these 21 sailors are concerned, they have been completely quarantined.
The people who can be called as a high-risk contacts are being searched. Right now, the report says that 21 naval personnel have been found COVID-19 positive. And of course, as Pankaj Upadhyay was mentioning, the Navy authorities are working in tandem with the Maharashtra government so that this spread can be contained at this particular place. Now, let's look at the numbers in Maharashtra. As Pooja has already mentioned the numbers, but let's re-look at the numbers. The Maharashtra remains to be the worst hit state at this point of time. It's on the top of the chart with 3,323 total positive cases at this point of time in Maharashtra, whereas the Mumbai, the capital of Maharashtra, is there with 2,085 cases. But on Friday, the Maharashtra reported 180 new cases and 7 deaths in 24 hours. But it's not as scary as it sounds at this point of time, because I can say, in fact, the authorities are saying at this point of time that there is a good news for Mumbai. For the simple reason, as the city is witnessing slump in the numbers of the new cases, because in the 24 hours, the way the number of new cases used to emerge 6 days before, now the numbers are reducing. If you look at the screen, let me give you details of how the numbers are decreasing now. So on April 13th, 259 new cases were reported. That means from April 12th to April 13th, in 24 hours, 259 new cases were found in Mumbai. On April 14, 204 new cases were found. So it's a dip of by 55. Then on April 15, 186 cases, new cases were found in Mumbai. On April 16, the number further went down to 107. And on April 17, 77 cases were found positive. You know, so this is something which the BMC authorities feel that it's a good news. The numbers are decreasing. The number of new cases are decreasing day by day. But there is a little bit of glitch here. What the opposition is saying that the BMC has changed the way they, changed the way they used to test for the new cases. The BMC has come up with a new hygiene. The BMC now tests for do not test for the asymptomatic cases. The asymptomatic cases of the high-risk contacts are tested only on the 5th day. So the opposition says that the BMC is doing jugglery, whereas the BMC says this is the ICMR regulation which the BMC is following. I have with me my colleague Mustafa Sheikh, who is following the BMC, not only BMC, but the numbers specifically, very carefully since the time the COVID-19 outbreak is there in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Mustafa, tell us more about the numbers. We can clearly see that the numbers are decreasing. On April 13th, it was 259 new cases in 24 hours. And yesterday, it was only 77 new cases. Is that the number jugglery, or is it that Mumbai should think as a positive story for the Mumbaikas?
Well, Sahil, there are both ways to look at it. What BMC as a rationale is doing is not testing patient. If you look at past data since the time COVID-19 cases have been reported in Mumbai or in Maharashtra for that matter, almost 60% of the cases of total number of patients tested positive used to be asymptomatic patients. Now the BMC is saying that they have stopped testing the asymptomatic patients unless basically they have any symptoms, and that is considerably basically leading to lesser tests being done, and that can be one of the reasons why the number of patients basically who are testing positive is reducing. Another way to look at it from the BMC point of view is that saying that they want to utilize as much as possible the current testing capacity, and hence they are only testing people who have symptoms, people who have comorbid issues, people who are suffering from other issues, so that more people can be tested positive. And also, people who have symptoms will be placed to fever clinics, and only then their testing will be done. And that is the reason given by the BMC as of now.
So the BMC is calling it a smart way of testing, and they are saying that they are just following the ICMR guidelines so that the targeted testing can give them more results rather than doing more number of tests and getting negative results more. But there is one more good news for Mumbai. Mumbai has always been known for the pothole roads. Mumbai, every time at the time of monsoon, whether it is a monsoon or there is no monsoon, the Mumbai roads have always filled with potholes. But now this whole COVID-19 outbreak has come out as an opportunity for the Bombay Municipal Corporation as well as Mumbai Metropolitan Regional Development Authority, the MMRDA. They have started developing the roads of Mumbai, giving them a new look, filling up the potholes and giving Mumbai what they call in Mumbaiya language, Chaka-Chak roads. Pankaj Upadhyay filed this report. Let's first have a look.
We are at the Western Express Highway and have a look. The entire highway is being recarpeted, especially in those areas where the MMRDA has identified the weak spots. MMRDA engineer tells us that all the workers, who are 15 in number, as we've been told, have been given to understand the importance of social distancing. They have been provided proper masks, gloves and the protective gears. But one thing needs to be said. At this critical juncture, MMRDA and other authorities, having realized that monsoons are not very far and the weak spots are bound to create problems for the Mumbaikars, have started the recarpeting and taking care of the potholes in the nick of time. With camera person Mahesh More, this is Pankaj Upadhyay in Mumbai, reporting for India Today.
Well, I'm standing on Mumbai's Western Express Highway, one of the important streets of Mumbai, and that's why it is called highway. It connects the Mumbai's western suburbs to the Mumbai city area, and normally, right now you can see there is no traffic, of course, because of the lockdown, but normally I wouldn't have dared to stand like this on the Western Express Highway. And now let me just show you how the MMRDA and the BMC has taken over this for the major repair work. Let me show you the visuals first. This is the way that the BMC has taken over. The MMRDA also has taken over the main roads for the reconstruction. There is a new layer which has been laid on this road so that the potholes cannot be seen. Earlier it had this kind of a bumpy road, but now the MMRDA has decided to get rid of this kind of road, which we call a paver block. I have joined with me with the executive engineer of MMRDA, Mr. Gangude. Mr. Gangude, how much difficult it is now to get this work done, or is it an opportunity for MMRDA to give us the pothole-free roads?
It's a kind of both. I mean, the problems are there because we have to convince laborers and other people to come to work. Their families were opposing. But so we have managed that to convince them that we are taking adequate precautions. So the laborers are coming now. And the benefit is that we are getting road free of traffic. So we can work faster. And we hope to...
So earlier you wouldn't have got this opportunity. The Mumbai roads are always with traffic, and specifically the roads like this. Yes. So now you are getting the whole day to do your work.
Yes, we are getting whole day. Earlier we had to work in limited hours of night only. Now we can work for the whole day.
But how are you maintaining the social distancing norms, and is there any norms which has been given?
Yes, of course, we are providing them masks and hand gloves and sanitizers, and we are sanitizing the whole area and machines and tools and equipments also with sanitizing solution. And we have educated the laborers also regarding social distancing. This is the spray of ethanol that is used for sanitizing.
Right. So of course, the precautions needs to be taken.
Definitely.
But of course, this has come up as an opportunity for MMRDA, and as the executive engineer was explaining to us, now they get the full day, even if they do not have enough number of laborers, because many of the laborers have left the city or cannot come out or have been stranded up somewhere. But at least they are getting the more number of hours so that they can complete this kind of work. But there is one more thing which is coming up. The Reserve Bank has come up with slew number of measures for the revival of MSME sector, because the MSME sector is also facing a lot of problems due to the lockdown. So we tried and speak to some of the people who are with the MSME sector and try to understand that what kind of difficulties they are facing at this point of time. Here is a ground report.
If all goes well, Noida Special Economic Zone in Uttar Pradesh will restart manufacturing activity after April 20th. But there are operational hurdles which the factory owners face. Manufacturers say SOPs announced by Home Ministry will be tough to adhere to. Most factories don't have space to accommodate workers. Providing transportation to workers will be a challenge. The threat to seal premises of violators or cancel license is a big deterrent. These small firms also face a cash crunch due to poor realization of payments due to lockdown. Industry bodies say the guidelines for reopening will change the way businesses work.
The reopening is important because we are actually losing more than 20,000 crores of GDP per day. We are therefore looking at this phase-wise opening up in a positive way, but there are many issues that we need to subscribe to. We believe that we must make it in such a way that safe distancing is kept, social distancing, is kept. Also the fact that we in industry will see to it that we take temperatures of all these people.
There are close to 8 crore MSMEs in the country, which contribute almost 30% to the GDP. Most of these are staring at huge losses, resulting in wage cuts, layoffs, and even extended shutdown.
MSMEs are the biggest mass employers in the economy and have been hit the most due to nationwide lockdown. RBI's booster package has brought much needed relief for them, but the task ahead to tide over the crisis is not going to be an easy one. With camera person Rohit Sharma, this is Anand Patel in New Delhi for India Today.
Of course, there are going to be some teething issues because since last more than 25 days, all these factories are shut. Many of the laborers are stranded somewhere they have gone back to their villages, and it's going to be really difficult for the owners to bring them back, bring them back to the factories and make them work. So these are the teething problems which the factories are going to face. But on the other hand, the Maharashtra government has asked the landlords not to take rents from the tenants. They have also said for the 3 months they should not be collecting these rents, and they cannot evict the tenant for not paying the rent at least for the 3 months. Here is the ground report by my colleague Vidya.
Mumbai, the city which is unaffordable for a common man. In fact, the land prices are so high that in the buildings that are constructed here is not within a common man's limits to actually buy even one flat. That is the reason why many people in Mumbai live on rent. And since lockdown, many had appealed to the Maharashtra government to see to it that there is some sort of help given out because of the high rent prices. For small rooms, like one room kitchen, there are the rent that is paid here in this particular locality is about 12,000, 13,000, which is about for 200 square feet area. So that's the kind of rent that is very high, and that's the reason why people in Maharashtra, especially in Mumbai, had appealed to Maharashtra government to help. That is the reason Maharashtra government did help, and they have passed an order wherein for 3 months the rent will not have to be paid to the landlords. But many people are still seeing this as a problem, and that is the reason why, because of this order that has been passed, they still feel that the government needs to, one, clarify a little, and secondly, they also feel that there should be a helpline where they can approach the government of Maharashtra in case the landlords do not really listen to them. With cameraman Vaibhav Kangutkar in Mumbai, Vidya for India Today.
Well, now there is one more good news coming out. It's India Today Impact. The 5,000 migrant laborers in Maharashtra's Panvel's MIDC area, they were from Taloja's MIDC area. The Maharashtra government has now decided to send ration to them. The Maharashtra government had said that they have arranged the ration for the stranded families and assured that the laborers will be taken care of. The Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray, had promised this when the incident at Bandra happened. The migrant laborers came out and demanded that they should be sent back to their villages as they are not getting enough food. We did a story after that from the Mumbai's Taloja area, Navi Mumbai's Taloja area, where the MIDC, the Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation's area is there, where a lot of factories and these laborers from the northeast of India were stuck there. In the beginning, they were getting some food, but after that, they were stranded without any food and money. After India Today showed the story, the Maharashtra government immediately have decided. The collector of Panvel had contacted the area and have promised us that they will be supplied with the ration as they have been demanded, and they will be taken care of for their food and other things. So it's a major India Today impact which we are coming forward with. We are going to take a short break now. On the other side of the break, we'll be talking to Sonali Bendre, a cancer survivor.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.